This is a quick video about semen retention and how I discovered semen retention, or how semen retention discovered me. So I was around 12 or 13 when I started releasing. This would have been around like 7th grade. So around 2007. You can do the math to see how old I am right now. But I started releasing around 12 or 13, and during middle school, because middle school for me was 7th and 8th grade, right? So during middle school, we had a fall and we had a spring dance, right? It was a little mixer, and students from each of the middle schools that fed into my high school would go to this mixer. And so there would be a bunch of boys, a bunch of girls, and at this point, I was around this age. I was introduced to corn. Let's just call it corn. And so I started releasing, and I realized when I went to these dances, and I didn't release before these dances, I was a lot more aggressive. I was a lot more confident. I had less anxiety, and I wanted to approach the girls that I wanted to dance with, right? Because this is the time where grinding was a big thing, right? So so that was a big deal, because there was no, outside of this dance, right? Outside of these dances in the fall, in the spring, there was really never an opportunity for the boys and girls to really, come together physically and dance physically and have some type of encounter. I don't want to say sexually, but you know what I mean, right? It's the first time you really get close to a girl, and you're not really under too much parent supervision. So I realized that at this point in my life, 12 or 13 years old, that I didn't like to release. When I released, I felt tired. I felt like my energy was drained. I felt less confident. I started getting anxiety, and I wasn't as aggressive when I was approaching girls. So this feeling of releasing has stuck with me till this day. I still have those same feelings towards releasing. I don't like to release. I like to maintain my essence and my seed, and I feel a lot stronger. I feel a lot stronger when I do. So that is my origin story of semen retention, because in 2007, right? No, there's no like YouTube. I think YouTube was kind of starting. I remember watching YouTube around 2007, but like obviously there's no videos about semen retention and the importance of maintaining it. And then none of my friends talked about it. We talked about corn. We would pull our money together and buy corn subscriptions and whatnot, but there's no talk about what happens when you maintain your seed or maintain your semen, and the power that you get from that. So that's my origin story when it comes to semen retention. I probably make more videos about this just because it's an interesting topic, and the way people have discovered it is interesting for me, especially people my age, right? A little bit older, because I'm in my 30s, and there's no real internet or YouTube videos about this growing up. So I just wanted to put that out there to see if anybody has any other similar experiences on just finding out for yourself, right? Being your own lab rat and realizing that, hey, releasing does this to me, or not releasing does this to me, and how that kind of shapes how you interact with the environment. Both, with girls, with friends, with work, with sports, with anything, right? And how it kind of just shapes how you interact with the world and what's around you. So interested to see if anybody has any similar experiences with semen retention at a young age.